Hello, good morning. Today is 9th of November 2020. Essential. What is essential today? Um, Ship owners, for example, provide 90% assignment to teach about 200 videos before this one. So ship owners are essential. Why do they have to suffer loss in this coronavirus? That's something that really strikes me hard. Whilst in the other balance of the dark side, we have, like, for example, in Spain, 3 million non-essential public workers getting paid 300 billion worth 300 billion buildings, non-essential, worth, let's say, 1 trillion art worth. So then, for example, we heard yesterday one Spanish ship owner had 800 million debt and that was going to go bankrupt. Then could be now negotiating the bonds and blah, blah, blah. But the situation is, why is the light side of the economy essential, having to pay for the dark side of the public overexpending and making poverty to the humanity? Why does the essential business side have to pay taxes and not being helped in this coronavirus, whilst everything non-essential is closing? Why is it not closing also the dark side? The dark 95% of tax is not closing. Why? They are not sharing the health, security, education. So this is the base. This is the great, the most important, essential concept. Now that everybody is awakening in this coronavirus, we are starting to be negative and positive. And the positive side is that we start to see that there is essential things in life and in business and in the governments. And one very clear essential side is maritime transport. And in order to have maritime transport, it is ship owners. So it is very essential. Now, the area of competence. Now, what is the area of competence? The area of competence is, for example, if I have a heart, then I have a liver, and then kidneys, and then brain. So it is the area of competence. Yes, well, this tie is not the area of competence, right? So museum, a theater, council, government, parliament is not the area of competence. Yes, the area of competence is, for example, then out of ship owners, seafarers. Seafarers are essential, and therefore also it is the core to the economy that we have very transparent, tax-free, one enlistment contract, and that there is not unfair competition. Government cannot enter into competition, and we have to lower the cost, the Transport Federation, from $330 to $30, and we have to lower the cost of seafarers because it is essential. It is essential. Now, let's be clear about the dark side and the light side. So then we are only going to talk about the light side, because the dark side, like in Star Wars, the dark side will probably just get lost in another galaxy, hopefully very soon. Hopefully you will wake up and then you will understand the white side and the dark side, because the white side is ship owners, and the ship owners have had no help throughout history. Antonio Candina, he was the first one that the Franco side took over the ships. But it didn't matter if it was the Republicans in the other side, because of course they took the ships also before. And so either side, they took the ships, ship owners. So the first thing we have to understand in history is that the essential side We never touch that side. Yes, don't touch the heart of a baby. It's no point. Or the kidney, no point. Perhaps when I am 90 years old, I need some bypass or something if I get there. But don't touch the essential side. Don't touch the education. Don't touch the health. Don't touch the security. What you can do is to improve these areas. How? Well, could be in the very short future that the Basque Country and Finland share this health, education, and security. Could be that, for example, those two province and local governments and in European Union could be that if they share this health, education, and the security, could be you pay 50% less tax. Could be then the liver, the heart, the kidney, the brain, whatever, it is very essential. And then, so the nerves go 50% better. The stress, 50% better. Yes. Dementia, Parkinson, all this goes 50% better. And could be this is very essential, I think. And then perhaps, what do you think? This is the question about this Candina news. Do you think, are you awakening? Do you think ship owners are essential? Do you think that the basic goods and services that they provide are essential? Then from ship owners, then let's go back to the next area of competence. Then what is it? It is seafarers. It's very obvious that the seafarers are the second essential area in the economy. How can we improve that? And we can do that cheaper. We can do that more digital. We can do that with more transparency, with more discrimination gaps to be studied and eliminated and talked about. For example, it is unfair competition that some countries have labor unions like Honduras, that governments allow them to have the license of recruitment and training, and this is illegal, I believe, because then the seafarers give money to the manning agency, and seafarers never must give money, never do that to the manning agency unless they had to go through a medical examination, drug and alcohol, PCR, which then we, with invoice, we revert the money and then charge the ship owner. But never labor fees, never ever do that. So this is something that governments are doing now. Now then we have also got the unfair competition in Spain from recruitment and placement, and this is really from the governments very inefficient, and this is also unfair competition that it is going to be stopped. So there are many areas like uniting these countries, sharing of expenses. Now that we have a new president in the United States, would they stop bullying, or would they undo the miracles of the economy whilst the Trump did have zero unemployment and the stock exchange so high and everybody was happy? But now probably will they change these three key area of competence? So these three area of competence, then it is very clear that we have to classify as that it is long term. Like in Finland, it is the education, anti-bullying. This is a right. Therefore, is it essential? Yes, it is a right. So the first thing we must do is to protect ship owners. If they have difficulties, then let's study how can we help these dear ship owners, because they provide essential goods and services. Yes, for example, the masks and then insulin, I mentioned many times, hospital beds, police cars and motorcycles, and yes, so the control or all the commerce, the police with the help of the ship owners, And then we go into the core competence area of competence. Sorry. Then ship owners. Then we have seafarers. We mentioned in many ways how to improve seafarers. We have to also declare seafarers heroes in the society. They must be rewarded as a class one profession. Why? Because without the essential service of the seafarers, then we are lost in translation. We would not have water, we would not have food and medicines and remedies. So as I mentioned in many times, like him, Captain Antonio Candina, remedies in a way that things that we learn from intelligent people in other countries, then we can copy paste and we can ask for help and we can make friendships and we can continue to improve this world. And the next thing we have to do after the seafarers, that's number two in the strategic essential say ranking. Then we have the companies. Yes, and that's where we are. Yes, we have the crew management companies, the ship owning companies. The ship owning I mentioned before, ship brokers, ship managers, training, doctors. This is the area of competence. How can we help these companies? The area of competence, and in these companies that help these essential ship owners and then the crew members, the seafarers and officers. Then you can also have the hotels, the taxi drivers, the bus drivers, the airports, the people in the airports, the police in the airports, immigration, embassies, the area of competence. So how can we help governments this? Because of course, if my liver, my kidney, and my nerves and my brain is much better, then the heart will be much better. And if that is the case, then the body will be much better. So then everything would be perfect. So I must not touch those. And then what can I do? Well, I can give back all the fines they have put to these companies. For example, in our company, we provide, let's say, about 2,000 seafarers jobs per month, and then we have been paying around 250,000 euros in the last 10 years of fines to the Inquisition Spanish government. And this money they must give back to all the small and medium companies, because if we have paid this being a large company and a medium company, then imagine how much would a taxi driver have paid in fines, or a hotel, or a hospital, or a whatever, immigration, and how much would have paid everybody and small and medium companies throughout the world. So in Spain, they have to stop lying, the Inquisition, and they have to give from the dark side this money back to the white side. It is not proper that if you are the son and the daughter of these people in the dark side, you know what your mom and dad do: steal money from the white side. Yes, my case is a quarter million euro. Yes, and I'm happily paying this, because in his case it was the whole fleet. And the dark side, it is time that we cut now, and then we tell, for example, countries in the north to the countries in the south, please stop stealing money to the white side. Yes, this is the essential side, because ship owners cannot have the best quality, the best safety, the best crew if the area of competence of ship owners is being by the Inquisition stolen. Yes, this cannot happen. You have one example, for example, Cuba. Ship owners had Cuban crew before, but if Cuba government pays paper, not just paper, not dollars or euros, international currency approved by International Monetary Fund and blah blah blah. No, if this government of Cuba then gives paper to seafarers, then we cannot employ seafarers from Cuba, because it is a basic right that we pay money in currencies and we can follow it up that the allottees get these monies. So then, if this is the case, then the area of competence of Cuban seafarers and Cuban ship owners is gone. That's why there is not any Cuban ship owners. Of course, it is because of other reasons. But if you follow the track about, for example, in Honduras, then there is not any Honduras ship owners. Would it be because the labor unions have the recruitment and placement license from the government? Well, every time there is some kind of like ethics, codes of conduct in the area of competence that it is controlled by government, then this white side, the ship owner essential and the crew member essential are not benefiting. So in this area of competence, whenever you have fines to small and medium companies, whenever you have interference from the dark side, the Inquisition, then fines, for example, then the white side is suffering in a way that you can see really how excellent job is doing Singapore. They have a code of ethics and the justice works perfectly. For example, one other way that we can control this let's say code of conduct, ethics, in the white side essential and control manipulated by the dark side inquisition of the government, it is very clearly, for example, justice. In the justice virus, this justice virus that we have in the world, then we can see that, for example, in some countries, applicable justice, applicable law to the flag of the ship, it is the country's law, and this is a conflict of interest, because how can I say that if the ship's flag is Panama, Liberia, Marshall, Malta, Cyprus, that if I am in Spain, that the law applicable to the seafarers is the Spanish law? Well, who was that judge? Why don't you retire this judge from circulation? Because that is, say, a conflict of interest. You cannot apply the shore law to the ship's law. This is one of the code of ethics. I think I made many videos about how can we stop this white side be influenced by the Inquisition social security. For example, if you don't pay the social security the 31st of the month, even if a worker was guilty for not doing so, you cannot fire the worker and you lose the grant of social security of the ship owner's contribution, which is 90%, 90 out of 34%. It is a huge amount of money. And then why do I have to pay €250,000 for that if it is the fault of all the workers? And then why can't I fire them for free? Why are they still working in my office and in the social security and in the justice department and no one fires them? Why? This is very crazy. And then this is really a conflict that one day the Spanish flag ship owners, if they are not professionals like us, they will start losing the fleet, because you cannot pay $250,000 and survive. It is a conflict, yes, well, it is a conflict of ethics, because Inquisition, the dark side, has no real ethics. I mean, these presidents and governments, they have no ethics at all. The question is how to get money from the white side. And that's something that Singapore is doing perfectly well. Now, other countries like Panama are trying to get their hands into recruitment and placement. And I'm saying to you, Panama government, don't do that. Because if you do that, then the area of competence will suffer. What you can do is you can call me and you can contract me in order to make a guide of how to improve the Panama maritime area of competence. And this is very important. And the best, I think, country nowadays that is doing is Singapore. That's why Candina fleet, we are in Singapore. We are looking, as a matter of fact, for a trainee to start the more proactive ways there. And this is a video about the essential white, the light side, and the non-essential, the dark side. Yes, this is like Star Wars. This is the essential wars. It is very, very positive that this the negative side of the coronavirus is clear, but the positive side is that now that unfortunately today they closed the hotels, the hospitality, the bars, restaurants. Soon the curfew from 11 p.m. will go down. Well, has already gone down to 10. Soon will go down to 6 p.m. Soon they will even leave only open the essential side until 6 p.m. too. And still ship owners will continue this fight and provide the world. And then unfortunately is the only way that you awake and you learn that the essential ship owners are heroes. Yes, because coronavirus had to teach you. There was no other way you would learn that the essential ship owners are the basic of humanity, the core competence of human needs. Very clear then. Point number 2 is that in these hero ship owners, we have the area which is the essential to, which is seafarers. The area of competence of these seafarers and then ship owners is area 3, which is the rest of the body. You can have the brain, the heart, yes, but you need the liver, you need the kidney, yes, you need some nerves, and you need some legs, arms, and then so it is a neck. So we do need this kind of area of competence. And then one of these areas of competence is we want our money back. You Inquisition, give it back to all the area of competence because you are eliminating the Spanish maritime strategic area, which is very important for the world because we did get closer to America before no one, because it is closer, and we went around the world because we were in the middle. Yes. So then why is it not so essential for you to understand that here we are essential? Therefore, you have to look after Inquisition. You listening to this Inquisition dark side. You have to stop the heroes, ship owners, and help them. You have to help train 3 million Spanish seafarers and bring 36 billion per year direct. Indirect, it's please multiply times 11 and then intrinsic value times 100 years. Please do that. But if you then look at this pyramid of ship owner seafarers, then you will calculate the block of this area of competence companies in the shipping white side, in the light side, not in the dark side, Inquisition, Social Security. No. Okay. And I will only stop saying this if they give the money back to me and to all the other companies in the area of competence, which they hide. And the first thing they have to do is realize I have stolen all this money to these companies. This is the first step. They have to acknowledge how much money they have stolen. They have to acknowledge they have a problem. They have a problem, mental problem, stealing money to the light side. This is not to be done in the future, because then he lost the fleet. Then they'll try to put fines to me, but then it is you. How? You already pay. 95% tax, which you don't need to. If they share Finland, Basque Country, the rest of European countries, health, security, education, and they declare how much money inquisition is stolen in all the countries, and they make some code of conduct never to touch hero ship owners long-term interest if Biden or if Trump wins. Education, health, security, you can never touch that. This is a strategic long-term interest, like anti-bullying. No one cannot put and then take anti-bullying. No, that person is crazy, out of the system, please. Don't pay them any more money, fire them. And you, judge, are guilty for doing that because this is a basic right. And it is a basic right that the dark side never enters into the white side. This is essential concept, judge. Concepto, judge, please. This is a concept. This is why Candina Group is growing so much now and will grow much more in the yesterday time, because the white side, the light side will be safe. And this time with the coronavirus, you are starting to wake up, you kid, son and daughter of the dark side. You will wake up and then you will find out why mom and dad do they charge 95% more tax to the light. So the area of competence of the crew management business also, it is improving, and we are working very hard in that. Digital, artificial intelligence. This is artificial intelligence. Why? Because it's free. Why? Because it's tax free. So that's 2 out of 3. Well, the third one is sorry, did I make you think? Did you wake up today? Well, if you did, then you must like, subscribe, and pass this so people start to wake up. Yes, it is the only way to get the light into your heart, into your liver, into your brain, into your nerves, into your kidney, into your neck, into your arms, everywhere. You must really put the hero ship owners wherever they must be in society, heroes. Then seafarers, you must help them wherever they are today. Yes. Make them free, training, transparent, give them PCRs, give them first vaccines. And third, don't forget that this is a pyramid. There is a lot of area of competence companies here. And then these companies support the whole thing. Ship owners cannot manage the crew management requirements today because it's so complicated. Do PCRs tests. Whenever you have everything ready, then falls, you have to restart again, select the crew again. Whenever you want to sell, charter, whatever business, a commercial business with the ship, and you have the crew reliefs, then you have to change the whole thing. It is becoming so complicated. If our dear ship owners did not have the help of professional crew management companies like Candina with a huge database above 100,000 seafarers, they could not manage. I'm sorry. It's like doctors now to do PCRs, they need protective equipment and all these techniques. And I cannot do this. I subcontract this. Of course, I want the best price and the best quality, but it is becoming so much, let's say, professional, each area. So the area of competence of it is so difficult. If I am a taxi driver, I must do it safely. I always have problems with the GPS and the Google Maps, and I get lost. And if I manage everything, then suddenly I drive 5 kilometers, 5 miles faster as per the speed limit. Or if I try to drop someone, then I always forget, or it is so difficult. And if you drive a bicycle, you have to control so many things. And whenever you go, even to do a sport, so many people doing the sport, it is becoming very complicated. So ship owners need crew members, very experienced and very good, and they must have the best training and the most transparent. And I mentioned in many videos what. But then again, also the competence area of competence companies are becoming very specialized, and then ship owners and crew members require them. For example, crew members to avoid the risk of bankruptcy, they must use crew management companies because in the long term, the most important thing is to know where is my thumb so I never go around there. And the second thing is plus or minus how much money would I get, but then security that I get paid. And the crew management company does guarantee this, that if the ship owner goes bankrupt or changes or the trade, then the crew management company goes have different ships, different trades, and this coronavirus, it is proof that before it was, let's say, one ship owner, one nationality. Now is like a mix, and this is very common. Before you used to go shopping digital for the bank operations, whatever. Now it's like international for any product and service you need. You go digital and you get it. So I hope you like this video about essential, and I hope you pass this video to others. And if you are a seafarer, then it is very essential that you take advantage of digital ways and update your CV. Now, if you're a ship owner, at no cost, we can essentially calculate the difference between the service you have now and Candina, because we are exclusive crew management companies. And like this is a tie, right? So then it is different than this. This is a ship manager, a ship broker, finance company, and but it's not the crew management company. So this is a tie, a crew management company. This is what Candina is and will be exclusively differentiated from the rest. Essential differentiation. Thank you. Goodbye.